Okay, let me delete this one now. I want to recut it with this. So we've imported our picture. I said earlier on that you might have taken a particular picture that when it was given to you or when it was printed, when they gave you the hard copy, your part of that part of the picture is curved, maybe beside the image. It can be above, it can be below, depending on the location that the editor wants to put it. Now, the way this one is now, I will now come to the second one, this place. 1, 2, drop down. Take this rectangular marquee tool. Select that part you want to duplicate in that picture. Let's say it's this. If I didn't press Ctrl J, look up. If I didn't press Ctrl J and I go and drop it, it will cut. Oh, can you see? Huh? Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. If you press, there's a difference between your Ctrl Z and Ctrl Alt Z. If you press your Ctrl Z, it's going to undo it one time. But if you press your Ctrl Alt Z, it's going to undo it like 2 times or 3 times. Now, I want to have this part. So let me select it. I'll press my Ctrl J. Go and drop it. Can you see this now? I'm able to cut this part and have it here. But supposing I didn't press Ctrl J, I just use that rectangle marquee tool to remove it. And I remove the image. It's going to cut it. Now, the way this image is now, I may want to adjust it. Hello? I may want to adjust it. So when you adjust, if you just bring your node here, your cursor here, and start adjusting, it will distort the picture. Can you say it wants to spoil the picture? You see some picture at times that the image will now be wide somehow. You'll not be wondering, what picture is there now? It was the way it was handled. If you want to adjust it, what you have to do is you have to press your shift key down and adjust. So it's going to maintain it. It will not distort it. It won't distort the picture. It will spoil the adjustment. I believe you get what I'm saying now. So if you want to adjust, don't just bring the cursor here and start adjusting. It's going to distort that picture. It will spoil the picture. But if you want the picture to still maintain the quality, you have to press your shift key down and adjust. I believe you are hearing what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. That is that. Apply. Me now want to rotate the picture for another style to be here. Have you seen a picture like this before? You may bring it like this. You have it like this. You cannot duplicate this. Ctrl J. Sorry, Ctrl J. I'm having this one also. I may want to, let me rotate it again. But I want to face this place. So let me come to my edit. To my, my edit, transform, flip horizontal. They are facing each other. Now, black and white, Abi now. With the way this picture is now, if I'm not removing background, I've done something on the picture. Have I not? If I feel like leaving it this way, I've done something on the picture. Are you doing what I'm doing? I've done something on the picture. The way it's faced that side, Abi? Alright, Ctrl Z. Just like this before. It was like this. Where are you? Okay. You come to edit, come to a transform. The same step in Fireworks too. Let me bring this one here. I used to cover this tire. You can be doing your own like that to be adjusting your own picture like that though. So that is, let's assume I'm true now. I'm true with this. Okay, I want to use over too. Let's come here and use over. I'm elliptical markway too. That will be in form of over. Over. Drop it, Control J. Can we see? Can we see the work of this one? So I may decide to put it here if I want. If I want, and let it be facing. If I'm not through with this now, I may decide to group it. I may decide to group it, Control Shift E to group everything. I may group it. So you may want to alright. Click on this layer. You want to adjust the color. I'm also an editor. Alright. If you are done with it, you can save it. Control Shift S. Control Shift S. Let's save it to its me JPEG. JPEG on desktop. When you are done, let's assume I'm done with this image now. What will I do? To close it, I'll press my Control W. Starting with, do I want to have the Photoshop format for it? If I want, I will say yes. If I don't, I will say no. I don't want. So it has removed that I'm done. You can load, those people are editors. Photographers are editors. They can load as many pictures as possible. So when they finish editing one, they close. Finish editing one, they close. So let me import again to remove background. Let's remove background. Let's remove background. We are import again. Let's remove background now. Are we good to go? They have told us we have a software that can be used to remove background. Let's first do this one first and the AI that we will use to remove background. Everybody, are you ready? Now, you have to come to this place, this third one, and take your, I've told the difference between lasso 2 and polygon lasso 2. You use this theory, you use the theory to remove background. Lasso 2, polygon lasso 2, magnetic lasso 2. Your lasso 2, when you are trying to remove, when you start clicking like this, you don't remove your hand. If your hand is paining you, let it pain you. If you remove your hand, it will spoil. But if it's polygon lasso 2, you can click and drop if you feel like your fingers are paining you or you are feeling pain. Anywhere you get to, you can free your hand. Do you get that? You can also use this magnetic to remove. But the one I use most, I use polygon lasso 2 to remove background. Are we good to go? So, let's go. Start from here. And when you're removing background, try as much as possible to make sure that either the clothes, the tracing, move closer to it. But don't cut off the body. Don't cut off the body. Trying to trace trying to trace, trying to trace. Are you doing that with me? Hello, somebody. Trying to trace. You be careful while tracing. Now, the difference between the polygon lasso tool of this Photoshop and that of Fireworks. If you're using a polygon lasso tool in Fireworks, if you make mistake, you cannot backspace it. But in the case of Photoshop, you can backspace. As you are backspacing, it will be going back. There is a going back to where you think there is a mistake. You can go back. In the case of Fireworks, you can backspace. But in the case of Photoshop rather, you can backspace. But for Fireworks, you can't backspace. If you made a mistake, it's either you manage it like that or you restart all over. So now, let's continue. I have to go backspace. Still tracing. Still tracing. Or draw a shell. If you think you are not seeing very well, you can broaden it by pressing your Ctrl and plus to zoom it for you to see. Ctrl and plus to zoom it if you think it's too small for you to see. So, thank God I zoomed it. So let's continue like this. Tracing. So zoom it to see where you are tracing or the parts you are removing. Removing background. You do it with care. With care. Do it with care. Do it with care. Tracing. Are we doing the same thing? Hello? Are we doing it? So trace with care. Trace with care. So trace. Now, where you started from, you have to join it there. So where you started from, that is where you go and join it. I've finished removing. What will I do now to remove the background? The next thing you have to do is to right click to feather. What's the work of that feathering? Is to soften the edge where you have removed. To soften the edge. Enter. So right click again and tell it select inverse. To remove that inverse is that to remove where you don't want. To remove the back that you don't want. And press your backspace. Okay. Control Alt. Press your backspace. Can you see I've removed it? I've removed that background. Now go and drop it. That's one that is doing winning, whatever. To remove it, press your Ctrl D. So it's not left to me to perform the wonders I want to perform on this picture. I can import another background and place it there. Or I take my solid color. Do you get what I'm saying? It's either I import another background or I use a solid color. Let's assume I want to use a solid color. How do we go about it? I want to use the background. Ctrl Z. What I'll do is I'm going to duplicate that image. Ctrl J. The image is now 2. I will press. It depends on the background you want, or solid color you want. If you don't want the background color, go and change the color that you want. Go and take the color you want. So let me check this. If this will be fine, if we take this. Or let me take the color on the clothes. Let me close the color, either chocolate. Let me come to somewhere here. So that's the color I want for the background. Control and backspace. That was why I duplicated the picture. So I will now come to this one I duplicated. This one. Click. Go and drop it at this place. Confused?
Yes.
Control Alt Z. This is how it was before. But let me change the background again to this color. I've duplicated it. So I want to change the background. Control and backspace. So the duplicated one is this one. Click it and go and drop it at the top here. That layer. So I've given it another background. So this one is I can manipulate this, zoom it, make it big. Make it big. Drop it. Let me duplicate this one again. Duplicate it again. I want to do something on it. So reduce this. Reduce this. Come back here. I want to shift this one back. Move this one back. Okay. You see this one now. Let me come to my edit to let it be facing the other one. To be facing the other one. Then I will transparent this. How do I transparent it? There's what we call opacity here. Control, let me do it again. I want to transparent it. You come to this opacity, you can reduce it. How many percent? You can reduce it. You can reduce it. Opacity. To be transparent. If you think it's not transparent enough, go back there. So we've worked on the image. Let me increase this one also. Let me increase it again. So let me now group it. Are you lost?
Yes.
Let me group it. and duplicate it. So let's reduce this. Let's reduce this. Don't be lost though. Reduce this. I'm coming. So I want to give this one a stroke. Okay. So that one is okay like that. And the lower part, let's go and blur it. Blur it. All right. So if you are done with the picture like that, you group it and go and save. Go and save. Edited. Edited one. So it's saved like that. It's saved like. So let's go to the